I was chatting with a fellow esthetician the other day, and she was on the fence about splurging on a new Hydrodermabrasion unit. She'd seen a couple of Instagram reels with glowing skin transformations and wondered if the hype was worth the price tag, especially when every other brand seems to promise instant lift and clinic-grade results. I could tell she was nervous about committing to something that might sit idle in the back room, or worse, turn out to be a gimmick that eats through serum budgets faster than a coffee habit. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. That hesitation is exactly why I dug into the whole category before hitting record. Hydrodermabrasion machines have moved from niche medical devices to salon staples over the past few years, and the market is now flooded with 3-in-1 setups that claim to combine oxygen infusion, cryotherapy, and a diamond tip for exfoliation. The promise is attractive. You get a deeper cleanse, better serum absorption, and a soothing finish without the mess of traditional dermabrasion. But the reality can be a bit messier. You have to consider how much serum the machine actually consumes, how easy it is to switch tips between clients, whether the tech actually speeds up treatment times, and if the upfront cost can be justified by the extra revenue you'll generate. Enter the Zemits DermeLuxx Pro. It's billed as the newest generation of Hydrodermabrasion, a 3-in-1 aesthetic system that combines fluid hydro treatment, oxygen delivery, and cryo cooling into one handheld unit. The first thing that caught my eye was the claim of using 10 times less serum. In a typical spa setting, you might spend a few dollars per milliliter of high-end serum, and if you're doing 30-minute facials back-to-back, that adds up fast. The DermeLuxx's dual diamond tip supposedly extracts more product into the skin, meaning you can dial the serum pump down and still see the same level of hydration and active ingredient delivery. For a business that's watching the bottom line, that could translate into a noticeable reduction in consumable costs over a 6-month period. Another promise that's hard to ignore is the 3 times greater results tagline. In practice, that means the device should deliver a more pronounced improvement in texture, tone, and fine lines after a single session compared to a standard hydropeel. The logic behind it is the synergy of hydromechanical exfoliation paired with oxygen enrichment and a cooling blast that reduces inflammation. I've seen similar systems where the oxygen flow actually helps calm the skin post-exfoliation, making the experience feel less scratchy and more spa-like. If you're positioning yourself as a premium service provider, that could be a compelling selling point for clients who are sensitive to redness. Now, who should actually buy this machine? If you're an established esthetician with a steady flow of clients looking for high-tech facial upgrades, the DermeLuxx Pro fits nicely. Its ability to cut serum usage means you can price a deluxe hydro-oxygen facial a bit higher while still protecting your margins. The non-dripping, non-invasive design also means you won't be constantly mopping up excess fluid between clients, which keeps turnaround time low and sanitation protocols simple. For clinics that already have a dedicated treatment room, the unit's compact footprint and the fact it's designed in California where regulations for aesthetic devices are fairly strict adds a layer of confidence that the machine meets higher safety standards. On the flip side, if you're a DIY home user or run a tiny pop-up booth that only does a handful of facials a week, this might not be the best fit. The initial investment is significant, and while you'll save on serum, you still need to budget for tip replacements and routine maintenance. The learning curve isn't trivial either. Mastering the balance between the hydroflow, oxygen pressure, and cryo burst takes a few sessions to feel intuitive. If you're comfortable with manual dermabrasion tools or simpler microcurrent devices, you may end up paying for features you never fully utilize. Speaking of practical strengths, the real-world workflow improvements are worth highlighting. In a busy spa, the fact that the machine is non-dripping eliminates the need for extra towels or disposable pads during each treatment. That not only speeds up the cleaning cycle but also reduces waste a small environmental win that clients increasingly appreciate. The dual diamond tip offers 2 levels of exfoliation, a finer grit for sensitive skin or pre-treatment prep, and a coarser grit for tougher texture issues like post-acne scarring. Switching between the two is as easy as snapping on a new cartridge, which means you can tailor each session on the fly without pulling out a separate tool. The built-in oxygen and cryo functions also serve a practical purpose beyond hype. After the hydroabrasion, the oxygen infusion helps push active ingredients deeper, while the cryoblast seals the pores and reduces any post-treatment erythema. I've watched a couple of colleagues use the combo on clients with rosacea, and the cooling effect seemed to keep flushing and redness at bay, something that pure hydropeels sometimes struggle with. For businesses that market themselves as gentle yet effective, that dual